The dark night covered the city of Medina. A small, quiet caravan was slowly moving out of the city gates. It was the family of Prophet Muhammad. They were being forced to leave their beloved home forever. At the front of the caravan rode Imam Husayn. His heart was heavy with immense sorrow. He looked back at the grand mosque of his grandfather one last time. Behind him rode the noble women and innocent children. Among them was his brave sister, Lady Zainab. She was the granddaughter of the Prophet, raised in pure honor. Guarding the caravan was the fierce and powerful Abbas. Abbas rode his tall horse with his hand tightly gripped on his sword. He constantly watched the dark desert, ready to defend the Holy Family. As they rode into the vast, open desert, a family member rushed forward. It was his brother, Muhammad. He was deeply terrified for the Imam's safety. He begged Imam Husayn to take the hidden secret paths through the mountains. He feared that the soldiers of Yazid would chase them down and kill them. But Imam Husayn completely refused to hide. He looked at his brother and spoke with absolute majesty. He declared, "I will travel on the main public road. I am not a criminal running away in the shadows. I am marching for the truth." The journey across the burning desert was long and exhausting. Finally, the holy caravan reached the sacred city of Mecca. Mecca was the sanctuary of God. It was the city of the holy Kaaba. According to Islamic law, no blood could ever be spilled in this sacred city. Imam Husayn believed his family would be safe here. When the people of Mecca saw him arrive, they were completely overjoyed. The news spread like wildfire through the streets. The beloved grandson of the Prophet had come to stay with them. Thousands of pilgrims and scholars flocked to his tent every single day. They sat around him, completely mesmerized by his immense knowledge. He taught them the true spirit of Islam. He reminded them of the beautiful character of his grandfather. Meanwhile, the governor of Mecca watched from a distance. He was loyal to the tyrant Yazid. He saw the massive crowds gathering around Imam Husayn. He became deeply jealous and terrified of the Imam's growing influence. He immediately sent secret spies to watch every single move the Holy Family made. Hundreds of miles away, a massive storm was brewing. It was happening in the grand garrison city of Kufa. Kufa was located in the rich lands of Iraq. For a long time, the people of Kufa had suffered greatly. They had been brutally crushed and tortured by the corrupt governors of Syria. When the people of Kufa heard the news, they were shocked. They heard that Muawiyah was dead. And more importantly, they heard that Imam Husayn had strongly refused to accept Yazid. They learned that the Prophet's grandson had migrated to Mecca to resist the tyrant. A wave of excitement and hope swept through the dusty streets of Kufa. The tribal leaders and powerful warriors held secret meetings late at night. They remembered the golden days when Imam Ali ruled over them with pure justice. They desperately wanted that beautiful justice to return. They decided they would never accept the corrupt rule of Yazid. They made a massive, historical decision. They decided to invite Imam Husayn to be their official leader. The very next week, a messenger arrived in Mecca. He approached Imam Husayn and handed him a sealed letter. It was signed by the powerful leaders of Kufa. The letter read, "We have no Imam. Come to us. We will fight for you." A few days later, more messengers arrived covered in desert dust. They brought dozens of letters. Then, a few days after that, they brought hundreds of letters. Soon, the tent of Imam Husayn was completely filled with massive sacks of letters. Historical records show that over 12,000 letters were delivered to him. Some letters contained the signatures of over 100 different men. They all begged him with the exact same desperate message. They wrote, "The fields are green, the armies are ready. Please hurry to us, O grandson of the Prophet. We will sacrifice our own lives to protect you." Imam Husayn read these heavy letters with deep thought. He knew the history of the people of Kufa. He knew they were highly emotional but deeply unreliable. He knew they had betrayed his father and his older brother in the past. But as a divine leader, he could not simply ignore the desperate cries of the oppressed. He had to test their true loyalty. Imam Husayn gathered his close family and companions. He told them he would send one man to investigate the situation in Kufa. He needed a man of absolute bravery, sharp intelligence, and pure faith. He chose his deeply trusted cousin. His name was Muslim ibn Aqeel. Imam Husayn wrote a single reply to the thousands of people in Kufa. He wrote, "I am sending you my brother, my cousin, and the most trusted of my family. If he writes back to me that your hearts are united, I will come to you immediately." Muslim ibn Aqeel kissed the forehead of Imam Husayn. He said a deeply emotional goodbye to the Holy Family. He mounted his horse and began the long, dangerous journey toward Iraq. He had absolutely no idea that he was riding directly into a deadly trap. Months passed. It was now the sacred month of pilgrimage. Millions of Muslims were gathering in Mecca for the Holy Hajj. Imam Husayn and his family were also preparing to perform the pilgrimage. But in the dark palaces of Syria, the tyrant Yazid was furious. He realized that Imam Husayn was gaining too much power in Mecca. Yazid made a completely ruthless and evil decision. He sent a highly trained group of assassins to Mecca. He gave them a dark command. He ordered them to hide sharp daggers under their white pilgrimage robes. He told them to murder Imam Husayn right in front of the Holy Kaaba during the prayer. Yazid did not care about the sanctity of the holy house of God. By the grace of God, Imam Husayn discovered this dark assassination plot. He was faced with a highly difficult choice. He could stay and fight the assassins. But if he did, his blood would stain the pure white marble of the Kaaba. The sacred piece of the sanctuary would be permanently destroyed. Imam Husayn absolutely refused to let the holy Kaaba be violated because of him. He made a shocking decision that left the entire city in tears. Just one day before the massive Hajj began, he cancelled his pilgrimage. He quickly packed his tents. He ordered Abbas to prepare the horses and the camels. While millions of people were walking towards the Holy Kaaba, the Prophet's grandson was walking away from it. People ran up to him, crying and confused. They begged him to stay and complete the Holy Hajj. But Imam Husayn looked out toward the distant, burning sands of Iraq. He knew his true destiny was not in Mecca. He had received a letter from his cousin Muslim ibn Aqeel. The letter falsely claimed that Kufa was safe and ready for him. Imam Husayn raised his hand to say a final farewell to the city of Mecca. The holy caravan stepped out into the brutal, endless desert once again. They were completely unaware of the massive betrayal that was waiting for them. They were marching directly toward a barren land of tragedy. They were marching toward Karbala.